What's up, guys? Welcome back to WCS America Challenger League. We got 2 spots left, 2 spots up for grabs for WCS America Premier League Season 2, and we got the final group in action. Of course, Suppy, HwangSin, Illusion, and Telia. Only 2 can advance on to the Premier League in the first match, and HwangSin taking game 1 there.
A really nicely played build there, and I think Suppy just wasn't ready to deal with that. We saw he actually got a Roach Warmer for a 3rd hatch, which is exceptionally rare. Really sets his economy back, and to make things worse, he wasn't able to efficiently clean up the Zealots. I mean, by the time he cleaned up the Zealots, he had already took a significant amount of unit losses. They actually traded decently, and they were just the first distraction, and the DTs came and did so much more damage, and the combination of getting your economy hit 3 ways. 1, the early Roach Warren in the late 3rd. 2, and the 3rd was even canceled. 3, the Zealots traded well, and then 4 DTs. He was just too far behind from that point on, probably.
And a situation where it's kind of doable to come back, but it's really important to get that 3rd up eventually. I mean, people are like, okay, yeah, you go for Swarm Host, but you kind of want to take another base eventually. And Suppy was never able to make that happen. And then that little blunder where he sent the Locust the wrong way is that's like one of the worst things that can happen to you when you're going for Swarm Host. When your economy is so low, every unit is so important. You got to keep everything alive. But right now, waiting for HwangSin to say go.
There we go.
So
game 2.
Suppy needs to win 2 in a row here.
Yes,
doable?
Exactly. Oh, for sure doable. I mean, we've seen Suppy win 2 in a row against Ryung. One of the best in the world. So, of course, he's clearly capable
and
of
against
winning.
Hart.
Yes. He's clearly capable of winning 2 in a row against just about anybody. I mean, we've seen him win 2 in a row against Party, right?
Sure.
So
I think it's safe to say anyone can win 2 in a row against anyone. Unless I played Flash. Maybe.
Yeah,
you think no, you know what? Now that I think about it, it might be capable, actually. Because I didn't think about it at first, but now that I'm like actually really thinking about it,
I'm not even sure if there's more than 5 people in the world who can win more than 2 in a row against Flash. Man.
I can win 2 in a row against Flash. If we played a million games, you don't think I can win 2 in a row?
I think if you could find a time to play a million games, I would be very impressed.
Okay, that's not the point of the question, Nick. All right, guys, here we are on game number 2. This best of 3 in the top left-hand location. I present to you your Red Zerg player is currently down 0-1. He must win 2 in a row here to advance to the winner's match. Representing Evil Geniuses, he is Suppy. He hails from sunny California, United States of America. His opponent in the bottom right-hand location of Belshir Vestige. I present your blue Protoss player representing Team Quantic, going for a crafty 2-base build in game 1. Needs 1 more win to advance to the winner's match. He is HwangSin.
Now, this is a map we've seen a lot of cannon rushes on.
Yes.
I mean, normally you put the pylon in the front of your natural to cannon rush so you can get that forge in your wall. And so I don't think we'll see it this game. It looks like he might just be going for a fast Nexus here. But it is something to keep in mind for as far as Suppy. That Suppy's probably going to be looking out for that because it is such a popular build here. With that first pylon in the main, HwangSin, if Suppy can identify the fact that there's a Nexus first with no pylon there, if he builds like 4 to 6 Zerglings and sends them straight to HwangSin's base, I mean, HwangSin can build a wall and stuff, but it's going to be a little bit inconvenient for him. And he's not going to have as fun a time. But Suppy's Overlord still hasn't quite yet gotten to a point where I think he's recognized the Nexus, so... Oh, getting the hatchery down, that's always nice. Of course, Probe was getting beat up to the point where he didn't want to lose that. Very important that he sees how many Zerglings are being made, and also just being gas taken by the Zerg. So the Protoss knows if he needs to look for any crazy super attack.
Yeah, he's keeping the probe near those eggs to see what pops out. Of course, he can't know what they are right now. He just knows it's either a drone or a Zergling because the pool is done. Nothing else is going to be available at this point in time. And if you can spot 4 or 6 slings coming out, you can obviously prepare back home to make sure they don't get into your main base and cause headaches to occur.
Now look at this. Even against a Nexus first opening, where there's no threat of a super fast Mothership Core, super fast Warp Gate technology, Suppy is still going for that gas before the 3rd hatchery. So we could be seeing a favoritism towards favoring tech over economy. And this is, we saw Scarlet take down Jim on, I believe on this map. using a similar strategy where you get that gas conserving speed and conserving upgrades. And of course, you do have the 3 bases, but you're focusing more on upgrades than on drones.
Of course, something we're going to keep an eye out for as well is how long does he keep those drones on gas? Does he pull out after 100, which he probably, like most Zerg players will do, getting that early speed. There's other styles where you keep guys in gas, you get like fast Evo chambers, you rush for ultras or something like that. I know Suppy is a current member of a certain Skype group involving, I think, Suppy, Sasquatch maybe, and Scarlet, and I think Hendrilisk maybe. There's like an all Zerg Skype chat, and they always trade strategies. And Ghost, or it might be Ghost User. But the point is, we've seen a lot of that ultra stuff, or that really fast tech style from those type of Zerg players. So we'll have to see if Suppy goes for something like that.
Well, it looks like he's still mining gas even after getting that speed. And you know what's tricky is HwangSin's seen that 3rd hatchery. And the time of the 3rd hatchery is such that he may not suspect there's that fast gas in play. Oh, this probe. Okay. If that got in the main, that would have gave the game up. Because, in fact, Suppy's going for a speeding baiting all-in. And what makes this so effective is the fact that almost no Protoss in the world can identify this, given the fact they've seen that 3rd hatchery. That 3rd hatchery, he's not going to cancel it. It's just going to be there for larva. But, of course, he's not using it for economy. I mean, his drone count is so low, he can't even use 2 mineral lines, let alone 3. But it's there just as a mind game element, really. He's putting that hatchery there.
He's like hiding these lings.
Oh, he's getting around the Stalker. In fact, there's no watchtower control for the Protoss player. Now, the Stalker is going to see these Zerglings rallying. If
and
it
no
sees
drones there, too, at the natural.
Yeah, it's a small drone count. This should make him suspicious, and as soon as he sees his speed, he should be more suspicious.
There's a second cannon. Looks like he's chrono boosting out of the sentry and a void ray on the way. All the right moves here. Speedling's going to track down that Stalker. Complete wall in going down. Banelings are about to be in production here from Suppy. And this is deja vu to what I saw him do against Naniwa and DreamHack. Naniwa versus Suppy at DreamHack. Suppy went for the same strategy, was able to break Naniwa. Naniwa had no idea, but it looks like HwangSin is getting ready to receive this. He needs those cannons to finish, needs the void ray to finish as well. The Banelings trying to sprint on through. Oh, expending some of themselves onto that cyber core, which is not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, there's sometimes in Zerg's do this build, they try to get up to like 12 banings and take out the cycle before Warp Gate finishes, but Suppy going just straight for the pylons. Oh, is there another force field here? There is!
Not going to be able to run by, getting taken out. 3 cannons there, and now 3 sentries, and of course a void ray overhead. Suppy is going to have to back away. So, HwangSin doing a great job identifying exactly what was happening there. We'll have to see where he goes to from here, but HwangSin definitely is going to be feeling very happy with how the game how the game stands right now.
I mean, for sure. Yes, he had to spend a little bit extra minerals on the cannons, but I mean, nowhere near to what Suppy invested to make this attack work, and of course, the opportunity cost of missing all those drones. Now, what Suppy has to do, he has to drone up like a madman, and HwangSin has to play safe because he doesn't know if there's another big, massive baiting bust coming his way. So he's going to turtle up a little bit, and he's going to go to scout his opponent. That's the most important thing for HwangSin, identifying how is Suppy following this up, getting those Phoenixes to scout, while you can defend just the cannons and the sentries.
Yeah, and an important thing is, of course, you know, typically in PvZ, you're going to have those hallucinated Phoenixes to potentially scout for you, but in this situation, you're wanting to really conserve those force fields in case Suppy decides to throw something out at him. So, doing a great job sending a Void Ray, sending a Phoenix across the map, and they are very real indeed. To get that scouting done, going to spot the very low drone count here at this 3rd base. Spore Crawler going to have to be maneuvered to be a little bit closer to that Void Ray and the 2 Phoenixes. The Phoenixes thought about picking up the Spore Crawler, but that's not actually possible. And Suppy shouldn't take too much damage from this, but again, the goal for HwangSin is trying to identify what's coming up next from Suppy.
That's right. If he can pick off a unit here, or what he most wants to pick off is, of course, the Queens. That's great. But what he really wants to see is, like you said, exactly what direction Suppy is going with his tech.
Yeah, of course, seeing a bunch of drones pop out of that larva is going to be great to see. Spore Crawler repositioning, the Queen getting picked up and targeted down by the Void Ray, and a couple Phoenixes. Looks like she is going to be taken out there. And Suppy losing 1 Queen. But not the biggest of deals, of course. You don't want to lose Queens, but...
Oh, Suppy going for a Spire. Art of Phoenix is going to spot it.
Yeah.
They didn't. They still don't see it.
There.
Okay, now they do.
I don't know if he clicked on it, though.
He might not have, although, I mean, he'll see it on the minimap, and it's like, the size of that, it's either a building spine or spore, or it's a spire, and the odds of him building a spine or a spore back there are very low. So even if he click on it, I think he can suspect what's going on here. Most likely, in fact, he is getting another Phoenix. Robo-Bay, that's still fine. As long as he keeps up constant Phoenix production, I don't mind getting to Robo-Bay. He could try to do 2-base timing off the back of a single Colossus. That'll help out a lot against any Zerglings or Banings that are thrown at him. And then just keep a constant Phoenix production. So the mutas can't really be too much of a threat either.
Ling's trying to track down any pylons, any probes, any stray units across the map. Still continued Phoenix production here from HwangSin. Also going to be sending a War Prism to his opponent's main base, and you got to be really careful about that, because if Suppy's not able to identify that, he can find even his Spire getting sniped down. But we're seeing Suppy go straight into Hydralisk production, so even though he made the Spire, it looks like he has no intentions of going mutas.
He's seen the Phoenix count of his opponent, so that Spire is there. He can get Corruptors, potentially deal with the Phoenix and the Colossi that come out. And also, I think he was thinking about going mutas depending on how many Phoenixes his opponent committed to. But seeing this many, he's not going to. Now, these Zealots are doing a lot of damage, and the Phoenixes are taking all these Hydras as they rally in one by one without a problem.
People might be saying, well, aren't Hydras good against Phoenix? Not in small numbers. The Phoenixes actually do bonus damage against the Hydras if they're alone. Suppy needs to get his arm together so we can fend off this attack. The more Hydras coming into the main base here. Ling's trying to get those surrounds as well onto the Zealots, with HwangSin being relentless with his aggression, warping in more and more Zealots, and Suppy definitely on his back foot, down 114 to 84 in supply. He needs to figure out a way to make something happen.
Oh man, this is not what Suppy wants. I think he is going to clean this up eventually with his other units rallying in here, but he's taking so much damage. And this is at stage 1. What is HwangSin losing? Only Zealots. All of his gas is going into building up this follow-up attack. The Colossi, the Void Rays, and of course he has a good amount of Sentries and Stalkers back at home as well.
Yeah, I think he stopped pro production a good time ago. 54 Harvesters at this point in time. Again, we'll keep an eye on that. And now he's sending some units over to that third base. Looks like he took down the Overlord that was there, making a pylon. So he might expand behind this, but adding on 3 gateways as I say that. So it looks like he's definitely going to go for a lot of 2-base aggression fairly soon, and I don't see why not. I don't know what Suppy can really do to fend off both Void Rays and Colossi. It might be a situation where he just has to try to threaten counterattacks, keep his opponent at home, or maybe get a ridiculous concave, but that's not too easy to do, especially on a map like Belcher Vestige.
It looks like he's going for the Roach Hydra composition, and the big thing we're going to see here is how good are the force fields. Of course, there's 4 sentries with full energy. That's a lot of force fields at HwangSin's disposal. Another question is, can Suppy get enough units out that HwangSin even has to force field? If Suppy can't macro out enough Roaches and Hydralists, then HwangSin just going to run over him without even having to use those force fields.
Suppy would love to get rid of these Phoenixes because he has +1 air on the way. Now, it could be for Corruptors or it could be for a Muta transition a little bit later, but with the Phoenixes in full effect, you don't want to make those Mutas. Obviously, if that many Phoenixes are there, we have HwangSin going across the map, going towards his opponent's natural expansion. Forward pylon being made. Spine Crawl is just now being thrown down here from Suppy. He's going to realize the inevitability of his demise. He's going to throw down the G&G, which means HwangSin takes the 2-0 victory over Suppy. A little bit of a surprise there. I thought that'd be a little bit closer.
I mean, I think a lot of people would think so. Suppy's shown such great play lately.
Yeah.
HwangSin's kind of been out of the premier events as of late, but HwangSin just, from start to finish, the aggression and control behind aggression. Well, first it started with obviously the defense of that attack, and then he was far enough ahead, and he kept putting like no risk aggression. These Zealot Warpins, as long as your opponent doesn't have a ton of Roaches, they're just going to do some damage, and they're very expendable units. And the Phoenix has just killed so many Hydras, even taking out the Banings there. Just such a well-conceived attack here as a reaction to what he scouted as far as the Suppy's follow-up. Really
cool play there from HwangSin, really maximizing all of his unit efficiently, all of his troop placement. Just really cool play overall there from HwangSin, taking the 2 over Suppy. He's going to be in the winner's match of this group. He's 1 win away from advancing to Premier League Season 2. Guys, stay tuned. Coming up next, we're going to have Illusion versus Telia to find out who's going to play HwangSin in the winner's match. See you in a bit.